salary cap from his EMB crew, a lot of experience in this mode. Very surgical in his approach to the game and his preparation, where Tweez, he's a regs specialist, doesn't play a lot of Ultimate Team, doesn't have a lot of knowledge about the lineups, but boy, can that young man play some John Madden football.
There's Walker. Gets a quick first down. You know, we have personally played with 99% of these items, but someone like Warfield is a guy I haven't got my hands on, so I'm sort of interested to see how he's going to play here for Joe. Of course, he was on that undefeated team, the Miami Dolphins, that didn't lose a game. 1st and 10. And Walker, this time goes nowhere, maybe got a yard.
This is a big part of the meta. You see Jokey opened up with an outside run, goes back to an inside run. It's a big part of all of these guys' scheme. It's keeping you guessing on, do I want to take the rock with a stretch or a toss type run to the outside? Am I going to do a little dive or cut back inside?
Of course, if you pinch that line, they're going to the outside real quick. 2nd and 9. Wide open is Warfield on a little playmaker, and Carson Wentz finds him for the first down.
One thing to keep in mind, all season long, Tweez has been somewhat of a slow starter, especially on the offensive end of the ball, but we've also seen him make some fantastic plays on defense. He's made some serious playmaking plays when he needs to.
He's got everybody within 8 yards of the line of scrimmage. Hill in motion. Goes to Walker, gets a block. And that's the tough thing about having guys too close to the line. No one on the second level, and Herschel Walker, in lieu of Joke, will strike first.
And Echo Fox Joke doesn't even show you any emotion. To him, it's just business as usual. Breaks a big run on his opening possession. Usually I'm up, I'm pounding my chest, I make a play like that. He keeps his composure and stays focused at the task at hand. And that's why he's signed to big esport team like Echo Fox.
And this is not good for Tweez. He's going to start at the 17. Look at this again. You see the user, you saw the click off, and Walker was gone.
Yeah, good stick work by Joe, good cutback. Look at that, no reaction, just chewing some gum, business as usual.
Well, we do these games simultaneously, so let's jump over to Problem and Mustafa. Problem trying to keep it rolling. Mustafa desperately needs a win here, RG.
Yes, Mustafa, this is a tough situation to be in. You're already 0-2 in your division, and then
got a problem coming to town.
Yeah, with your back up against the wall, you get to deal with Problem. Problem's playing good John Madden football right now, as Rico said earlier. He's getting hot at the right time. He's extremely focused. He's extremely motivated. He's on that hunt for that first ever belt.
3rd and inches. Got hit in the backfield, but Herschel able to push ahead for the first down.
Mustafa swagged out a little new Steve's. Got his Matt Ryan jersey on that we saw him make a run with at the club championship, trying to get some of that Atlanta Falcons love.
Ditch the need it.
And he does come from.
That he had the other week. It had bringing him luck, but you mentioned this Matt Ryan was the one that made the run. So yeah, you're spot on, RG.
And he's from Atlanta, Georgia, repping the hometown.
Talked about it. Him and I came out of the same flight out to LA. And he seemed calm, cool, collected. But an 0-2 start was not what he had in mind. 2nd and 10. Mariota finds Wallace, but can't hold on, much to the chagrin of Mustafa.
Yeah, I feel him. It's frustrating. Wallace can't hold on to the ball. It's hard to find an opening against Problem's defense. Found it, but just unable to execute. And keep in mind, Mustafa runs a similar offense to the one Ghost ran.
Let's go!
And the Madden Club Championship, what gave problems, but no problem for Problem here. And that's a lot of problems in one sentence, but man.
Troy Vincent who he just subbed in for this game, immediately makes a play on the first series.
And you see that user pick banner. That means Problem manually clicked onto that Troy Vincent, took control of him, pressed the Y button, showed some stick work, got the interception. And right when I'm trying to pay homage to Safa that he runs the same offensive as Ghost that Problem had trouble with, Problem wasn't trying to hear it.
We had talks with Problem. I asked him what happened in that Goes game that he lost in the last final of the club championship, and he was like, I threw 2 picks. That was really the difference. It wasn't anything to do with his defensive style. He just turned the ball over more than Goes, and then of course things got out of hand as Problems. It's not much of a when he's 2 scores down, that's not his forte.
No, and he was a little disappointed in his defense. He got a stop early on in the game against Ghost, but wasn't able to get one after that.
Flag on the play here on first down. And they'll go ahead and move this ahead 5 yards as offsides on Mustafa.
Gotta like that Problem. Still rocking his Chargers jerseys. You know, he represented the Los Angeles Chargers in the club championship. Got a lot of love from them, and Keenan Allen reaching out to him. And he said he really felt the love from that organization, so he's going to continue to rock with those jerseys, represent.
Of course, his wife's a big-time Vikings fan.
Yeah. That's one of the things you love about the competitive Madden circuit. Not only do these guys get a chance to come out and enjoy these experiences, make some good money, but you also get to interact with the different NFL teams and NFL players and all the different opportunities that come along with that. It's really cool stuff.
So 3rd and 2, 1:37 to go. Safa doing a nice job bottling up that run.
Good defense from Safa. He's in that Baltimore Ravens defensive playbook, Scott. Problem running the Green Bay Packers offensive playbook, if anybody's at home wondering.
Yeah, Green Bay's the offense I run. I normally run like an offset at the gun, but watching Problem, a few of the plays, found its way into my playbook. Yeah. Get you a couple extra dubs a week.
We call that being in his game room.
Yeah.
Go into his game room, you take some of the game, bring it back to your game room.
4th and 2.
It's a big play right here.
Trying to keep it going after the turnover. Rolling out with Mariota. Can pick up the first down with his feet, and he will. New set of downs at the 18. He's in the red zone.
Yeah, and that Mariota is a popular item. He's actually the most popular quarterback in this Legends Conference. It's a good stat from the ratings. The new stats are darn more. And I like knowing that kind of information. I want to know what the pros are doing. I want to know what players are the best players in the world using. That way I could take that information and emulate some of it in my game. Just like you said, how you pay attention to the plays Problems run, put them in your arsenal. It's cool stuff.
Might as well learn from people that have spent thousands of hours just this season alone.
And I like how you get to see the play art right here. You see how Problems pulling up that play art and you see the outside run. Keep in mind that Mustafa can't see that play art. You're only seeing it from Problems' point of view. And it's cool. I really like that we get to see into the minds of these guys with what adjustments and plays they want to call during pre-play.
3rd and 14. Rolling to the right, cuts it back. And I believe he was beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw that. And so that'll be a legal forward pass, spot penalty.
Loss of down, too.
Loss of down will be 4th and 19, and he's going to take the Fig Newton.
Perfect at the top. Perfect accuracy, doesn't have to worry about the block.
It's up and it's good, and Problem able to turn a turnover into 3 points.
Problem spent a lot of cap on that kicker. That Adam Vinatieri cost him 27 cap, but he has that focus kicker ability, and that you saw the kick meter move slower than usual. And not all kickers have that ability, but Problem, he knows what it's like to kick field goals on the big stage, and he doesn't want to take any chances. So spent the extra cap on the Adam Vinatieri focus kicker. So you can count on him to make his kicks throughout this tournament.
Drops it down to Walker, and a lot of people spend cap on that kicker.
Yeah, and you know, some people they feel comfortable kicking the meter with, you know, when it's moving full speed or less accuracy, so they'll spend less cap on that kicker and use it somewhere else. It's one of the beautiful things of salary cap. You're in complete control of where you want to be strong and where you want to be weak.
So at the end of the first, Problem with a 3-0 lead over Mustafa Jones. Stingy quarter. So G.O.A.T and Tweez 7-0. We saw that, and then Problem 3-0 here over Mustafa. Here at the start of the third, 7-0 game between Echo Fox, G.O.A.T and Tweez, and Problem and Mustafa just separated by a field goal. But it's a long way to go here just at the start of the second quarter. So jumping in here with G.O.A.T and Tweez, both 2-0 in their division. Time to see who's going to take that big division lead.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how G.O.A.T's going to deal with Tweez's offense. He's been running that strong close formation all tournament. He's got the nasty low throw on that stutter goes plays, running the ball real good with Derrick Henry in that off tackle.
2nd and 13. I'll move to the 36. Here's a little tempo from Tweez.
And, you know, the one thing we've talked about with these players is that chase for the perfect season. It's an extra $10,000 in your pocket if you can go 10-0. Both these guys currently in position to do that. One of them's going to play spoiler to the perfect season.
And the only reason you think you'd go tempo there is because you saw something that you liked. You didn't want G.O.A.T to make any defensive adjustments, substitutions, anything like that. And a nice strike for the first down.
Yeah, and that's been a staple in competitive Madden. You catch your opponent in defense you think you can move the ball on. As soon as you end the play, you hold that Y button, hurry up to the line, keep them in that defense, and go back to it.
Takes a shot, and it's a touchdown for Tweez. Tyreek Hill.
Oh, man, and Tweez yells at G.O.A.T. He says, stop pressing, especially when I got the burner. Tyreek Hill out there on the outside, goes up top. Responds right back on Echo Fox G.O.A.T. Got ourselves a good ball game right there in this one.
All tied up at 7 now with 4:15 to go. 12 plays, 88 yards. And he took 4 minutes and 21 seconds off the clock.
Mustafa going crazy over there in the problem game.
We'll get an update from what's going on that side, I promise you. Take a look at this again, though. You can't press coverage, especially on Hill.
Yeah, we missed it on the outside from that angle. Yeah, there he is. He's telling him, catch you in press coverage. I'm sending up the burner on a streak and just putting it up for him. We have seen Tweez fall in love with that deep arm a little bit during the season. Throw some interceptions, but that time he got it.
And now,
right back!
You want a bomb? I got a bomb. You got a Hill? I got a Hill.
Oh, and look at Tweez's face. He's not feeling it. And that's frustrating. You come down the field, you make a big play, you get some momentum, and then you let your opponent punch you right back into the mouth. And now you got to respond.
You heard G.O.A.T say that. That's 96 speed.
Oh, it's out!
We have a fumble, and Tweez able to recover. Take a look at it again. A mismatch with the safety, and he runs right by him.
Yeah, and you saw G.O.A.T opened up the game with the halfback dive for a touchdown. This time mixes in some play action. Waves over at Tweez and swags on him one time.
That wasn't the biggest mismatch as I thought. That was Amos. He's one of the fastest safeties in the game. Let's get an update. We heard some yelling.
Yeah, guys, we're getting fired up over here. Safa 0-2 taking on Problem. Might as well just break a huge run for a touchdown, Rico.
Yes, Safa finally trying to get on the board, both on the game and on the win-loss column.
That's right, 7-3, 3.5 minutes left here in the second.
All right, good one over there. Mustafa trying to get back in it. Boy, that would be a big one for him. As Rico mentioned, not only to get his first win of the season, but a win over problem is always something for the resume.
I'm just interested if we can get him to drop the moo and just go with Safa.
Well, around the community, he's Safa.
Safa Jones.
Not Mustafa, though. I can tell you that. That I do know. 1st and 10 at the 50.
Showing some emotion up in here.
Get to that point in the season where either you're off to a good start or you're in Struggleville. 1st and 10 here. 3 minutes to go in the half. Marked dead at the 50.
Keep in mind, it is only a 10-game season, not your normal NFL 16-game season. So
no bye weeks either.
Yeah, and no bye. In week 3, you're already almost 1/3 done with the season. So every game counts. People are starting to feel the pressure.
6 players from each conference will move on to the playoffs, wild card round, etc. Let's go for another update.
Over here, that's because Safa is showing up on defense. A huge hit stick with the user, gets the ball back. It is 7-3, just under 3 minutes, and he is driving on problem.
I mean, there's something about somebody that's in sort of desperation mode. Either that ups your game or it can destroy you. Right now, it's really working for Safa.
Yeah, you look at his body language. He's far from destroyed. He's in it. He's passionate.
Over here on this side, it's 14-7. A joke with the big sack. Take a look at it again.
That nickel 3-3-5 just gets a shed from that 3-man rush. Tweez tried to step up in the pocket. Darrelle Suggs, grizzled vet, getting to Tweez. Big 3rd and 16.
3rd and 16, and boy, that was a dangerous pass. But right on the mark, he's 8 for 10. And that's the 2-minute warning. Ball at the 37, he's got 1 timeout remaining. Really needs to chew up the majority of this clock before the half.
I like Tweez's different type of offense. The single back spread, he'll throw those out routes to the outside wide receivers. He'll try to find them on the deep ball.
Yeah, that was 4 verts that he audibled.
He hot routed.
Yeah, you're right.
A hot route, you could put your outside receiver, get off that vertical, run an out route, run it to the 1st down marker. It's the type of control that these players have at the line of scrimmage. They're directing traffic out there.
And he'll use his final timeout.
But Tweez does, I mean, he's running the same playbook as Joke. Both of them are in that West Coast offense. He just runs it so much different than everybody else. And, Madden's like real football. You run what you practice against, but if you don't get many practice reps against this type of offense, it's going to be hard to adjust on the fly.
And there's Henry. Right up the middle, gets to the numbers. And it looks like we're going to be tied here in L.A.
Oh, you gotta love the young Grizzly Tweez, huh? And now he's talking back at Joke, waving his finger.
You know that. You know that. One stop and you dead. You know that.
Ha! Gotta love it.
Trying to stop 3 times already. One stop.
And we're all tied up at 14. If it's tied and you tell the other guy you're terrible, what does that make you?
You'll just say anything when you're trash talking in Madden. You start chirping.
Well, we'll see if Joe can answer the long run. Take a look at this again. It's right up the gut and then busts it out to the numbers.
And that's the thing is Tweez, you just don't know where. You know he wants to run the ball out of that strong close, but you don't know, is he going to run it right up the middle? Is he going to off-tackle you to the outside? And he's been just making the right decision and following his blocks and taking what the defense gives him. That young man knows how to play some John Madden football.
Wentz sets his feet, throws him open, and that's Warfield. I told you I didn't know much about Warfield as far as his play and game, but I'm liking what I see.
I see. He's got to be one of those 72 Dolphins, huh?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And that's Joke's goal, to go undefeated. So why not throw one of the unbeaten 72 Dolphins on your team?
Oh, we're heating up in here.
Swing to the outside. There's Herschel Walker. Gets to the other 48. 2nd and 6.
Telling you, it's hard. Call this game. You got a good one going down with Echo Fox, Joke, and Tweez. And then over here on my right, I hear Safa yelling, beating his chest. I love when the action's all over the place, Coltrane.
2nd and 6. Wide open in the middle of the field once again is Paul Warfield. Let's get an update.
Guys, Safa got the ball back on that fumble. 2 4th down conversions, and then Rico all the way to the crib.
That stick work has been able to separate him from problem, and it's also separated the score.
14-3, minute 30 left in the first half.
I appreciate it, gentlemen. Good one over there if you're a Safa fan. Right now, we got 106 and the ball at the 25. He's got all 3 timeouts, so the clock is his oyster. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Yeah, Tweez can't stop the clock at all. So what Joke's going to try to do here is, unless he breaks one for a big touchdown, he's going to try to score with minimal time left on the clock, not give Tweez a chance to do anything here. This should be the last possession, full possession this half. I don't count those as possessions when you get a kick return with 4 seconds left and you can run one play. It's a fake possession.
2nd and 12 from the 27. Got to stay in field goal range.
Don't want to make a mistake here, though, if you Joke. We've seen Tweez make some phenomenal plays on defense. Got to be careful.
Wentz can't get rid of it. That's what I said you couldn't do. Takes a sack. And now it's 3rd and 23.
Sending the dogs right there as Tweez gets to Wentz, and Joke barely in field goal range, if at all.
Quick throw. And that was a smart play. That was worth 3 points. 6 for 6 now for Joke. Gonna try to take the lead before the half.
Sip some H2O, hydrate real quick before you kick this field goal.
Remember, he was talking how good his field goal kicking had gotten.
Yes.
But we found out that that wasn't the case. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah, when we were back in Orlando for the Pro Bowl, Joke pulls us aside and says, hey, I kick it perfectly every time. Let's see. Perfect. Boom. How about him?
Well, that'll shut us up, and he'll take a 3-point lead into the half. That is a fight right there. Let's jump around on the other side here. We got 30 seconds left between Problem and Safa in the first half. Safa with the lead, Problem with the ball. Has 1 timeout. Even a field goal would make it a 1-possession game. Mariota inside the 30, close to the 25. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 27 with 24 ticks left in the half.
Yeah, and like you said, Scott, the field goal making it a 1-possession ball game. If your Problem right here, you want to take a shot, but you can't do anything too risky. You got to make sure you get points here before the end of the half.
2nd and 1. Safety's up. Mariota, deep drop. Boy. And he got tackled inbounds. That's why you got to throw that away. I know you got the timeout, but was it worth the 1 yard?
Yep, that clock's ticking. He only has 1 timeout. He needs to be careful running this play if it drags on too long.
And okay.
I think it's almost like he was just trying to center it with his quarterback. Got to be careful there, though. He risk a fumble. Remember, though, we are in Madden Ultimate Team. One thing you don't have to worry about, this kick's going to be good, which is way different than NFL football, is injuries are not a thing. There are no injuries here.
With the limited roster, you just can't. Here at the start of the 3rd, it's a 1-possession game between Problem and Mustafa. Problem with a last-second field goal before the half to make the difference 8. Joke with a last-second field goal of himself to make the differential 3 between him and Tweez.
We got high-level competitors. We got 1-score ball games all around. A lot of emotion in the room right now. 3rd week of Ultimate League, the first ever Ultimate League in competitive Madden history. Things are popping right now, and the ball's out.
And that'll put it at the 23. Really only 1 game, I say, got out of line, and that was True Boy and Mustafa. That was a 37-7 game to open the season. But since then, everyone else has been locked in. 1st and 10 to start the half for Problem. Goes the air again. 7-step drop, and he's going to bomb it. Paulie Krause. One play touchdown.
Oh my goodness, you want to come out of the half, get yourself some momentum, line up under center, let one rip to Paulie Krause, who's playing out of position at wide receiver. And now he's got to go for 2 to try to tie this ball game, Scott.
See, I kicked the extra point. I don't chase it yet.
I'm chasing. Hey, problem agrees with you.
Make it a 1-point game. You got to see what your opponent does. Because that's the problem. I mean, you know, you can get some situations where you unintentionally make it a 2-score game if you get in a shootout.
That's very true. What you do right there, if you're taking
now, if you get the 2, then it's gravy. It's great.
It's great. I think the reason why in this situation, as you see the replay here, Mariota lets one rip. The reason why Problem's okay just kicking the PAT is he has so much confidence in his defense that he feels he's going to be able.
Yeah, guys like Dubby, Problem, they won't chase the points until they absolutely have to. And he was wide open, by the way. Wide open on that 9 route for the score. Back to Herschel. Of course, Safa's had some momentum. He's had some turnovers in this one. So 2nd and 10 at the 25. Safa in the bunch. Mariota. Tight window, picks up the first down, and that'll move the chain. So Safa's on the drive with a 1-point lead. Let's see what's going on over there with Echo Fox, Joke, and Tweez. Got a big 3rd and 7 coming up. Let's see if Tweez can pick up the 7 yards.
For Tweez, he just can't take a sack right here, Coltrane.
Cunningham is going to use his legs. Little dangerous, but that'll give him a new set of downs right at the door of the red zone.
And when Tweez won his Challenger event in El Paso, for those that don't know, Challenger's an underground type sanctioned tournament where anyone can show up and play.
That's how you get points.
It's how you get points. Tweez showed up there, and his run stick with Russell Wilson scrambling around was second to none. Right there takes the hit with Cunningham, but we've seen him scramble plenty of times, pick up many first downs. Good example of it right there.
This time Henry goes nowhere. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 20 with 2:32 to go in the 3rd. These guys have gone back and forth. There's been not only some back and forth on the field, but off the field as well. We've had a little bit of chirping, a little capping between the two.
And that's just a part.
That's all love. Yeah.
Hey, if you can't handle trash talk, competitive Madden is not the game for you. Not saying you're going to get capped at every game, but hey, it's going to happen eventually.
2nd and 10.
Oh!
And it's going to be picked off. Oh.
Of course that's going to happen. Can't lowball every play.
Gotta watch the language there, Joe. You don't want to catch a visit from the commish.
Gotta let the dummy be the dummy.
So a big interception. Now he's got the ball at his 3. The good thing he's got the ball. The bad thing is he's got the ball at his own 3. Double box here as Safa's got the ball on Problem's 3. So they're at opposite ends of the field here in this double box as Safa trying to extend his lead against Problem. Up by 1. Hands it off to Herschel. Good job turning him away. That takes him to the 1. 3rd and goal for Safa. Joke on the left side drops a pass. That'll bring up a 3rd and 8. But the main play right now is on the right side of your screen. This is 3rd and goal at the 1. With 2:05 to go in the 3rd. Safa trying to make himself back up 8. And he hands it off And he will punch it in with the truck. And you see the emotion.
Yeah, and does anybody have better post-play reactions than my dude Safa? Look at that. The intensity, look at the emotion.
I don't like to give out a lot of 99, so I'm going to go with like a 94.
I mean, this is a young man who lost his voice at the club championship because he was going so bananas after punching in touchdown and forcing turnovers. He leaves it all out there on the virtual gridiron, and you know what? I respect it.
So the lead's back to 8. Problem's going to get an opportunity to get on a drive here with 1:55 to go. Look at this again.
Truck.
I think he trucked 2 guys.
Look at those reactions right there. You sure it's only a 98? You don't want to give him the 99 post-play celebration rating just yet?
The emotion is there for sure.
Gotta ask Donnie what he thinks. Uh-oh! Oh, Safa!
Playmaker was not there. So he double boxed it again as
Tweez got it.
Tweez is down at the 9. Low throw. Whoa! He said you can't low throw. He says, yes, I can. Touchdown, Tweez.
Oh, and he's letting Joke hear it. Joke telling Tweez, you can't low throw him. He gets the interception. Tweez gets the ball back, goes right back to the same route, hits it for the touchdown, caps right back at Joke, and we got action going on everywhere, Coltrane. I love it.
Joke's in a situation right now, trailing by 4. 54 seconds to go in the quarter.
Joke from New Jersey on that East Coast. Tweez from the South in New Orleans, Louisiana. And they're in a battle. Look at this low throw, Scott.
Throws it much earlier than he did the play before. Right when the route was breaking. Picks up the touchdown.
Look at that reaction. He's not quite on Safa levels yet, but a lot of passion right there from young Tweez. And then he gets a big sack.
A late playmaker from Joke did not come open.
And keep in mind, when this Ultimate League started, one of the players that everyone thought might be the sweet game due to his lack of experience in Ultimate Team was Tweez.
Forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it.
Good find of Moss, and that'll make it 3rd and manageable after a 2nd and 22. So 3rd and 8 from the 41, trailing by 4 in the waning seconds of the 3rd.
Joke directing traffic there in this gun bunch. Big 3rd down for him.
Wentz finds Hill. One man to beat, and he will. Just runs away.
Keep getting lucky, and you're still gonna lose. Terrible.
Echo Fox, Joke showing a little emotion. I wouldn't go that far, Joke. I wouldn't call Tweez terrible. I think he's far from terrible, but nonetheless, you deserve the right to let him have it after a big pass like that.
Well, there's different levels of terrible. There's terrible, which is the Barkley version. And then there's my version where you're not bad, you're not terrible, you're terabad. Terabad is like the worst. That's like the highest level of badness. But neither of these guys are bad, I can tell you that. These are very good players, and they're just trying to get in each other's heads.
Yeah, Joke's just trying to be mean.
Yeah.
It's a little mean.
Why you got to be so mean? So at the end of the 3rd, 24-21 between Joke and Tweez, and still an 8-point game between Safa and Problem. These are 2 good games happening at the same time.
Yeah, the action is non-stop here. We still got the 4th quarter coming up in both of them. I'm ready.
Take a look at these reactions. Celebration rating coming in from Donnie Moore, 95. See, I was at a 94, so I wasn't too far off.
You're right there what the ratings are. Got to talk to Donnie after. What's he got to do to get a 90? Maybe you need a prop in there if you want 99?
Well, a belt would do it. Celebrating the belt's always up there somewhere. Right now he's playing some good ball right now. Still got another quarter to go against Problem. It's an 8-point game. And a 3-game on top between G.O.A.T and Tweez. Start of the fourth quarter. And a 24-21 game between G.O.A.T and Tweez. And here in Problem in Mustafa Jones, it's an 8-point game. So let's go to the closer game here off the start between G.O.A.T and Tweez. And it's been back and forth. I mean,
exactly.
It might come down to who has the rock last.
Yeah, as soon as you think one of these players has the momentum, the other one just steps up in a big way, steals the momentum back, and it's been a seesaw battle all game long. And now we're in the fourth quarter. Things are about to get fun.
5 minutes to go in this one. Who's going to be undefeated? Both these guys 2-0 in their division. Who's going to be on the top? Tweez trailing by 3, but he's got the ball. And right there is Henry, who goes maybe for a yard. Let's double box it. We talked about how close these games are. And all of a sudden, Safa's down there at the 7-yard line, already leading by 8. See if he can punch it in and increase that lead to 15. Walker goes nowhere on 1st and goal. So 2nd down from the 8.
G.O.A.T had a big sack against Tweez. If you're Safa over here on the right, you just want to kill the clock right now. Just run the ball, continue to kill the clock as much as you can, and if you need to, take the field goal to make it 2 possessions.
So let's lock in here in the red zone. 2nd and goal. Got a big 4th down between on one side, and on this side we got 2nd and goal from the 8. Make it the 7. And I think you're right. I think you just continue to eat this clock right now. A field goal puts you up 11 points. And I'll put Problem in a situation. Of course, if you can somehow punch it in here, RG.
Well, I got to
need
know
2 full scores.
Right here, we asking Safa, what's the key to your game? And he said patience. Well, this is a chance where you got to be patient. You got to wind that clock in the top right down as much as you can. Not turn the ball over. Be willing to take your 3. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a run. Yep, there it is.
Play.
Uh-oh.
And he is in for a touchdown.
Look at Safa, just stands up. No need to beat his chest. Got to save that voice. We've already seen him lose his voice once.
It's a long season. You can't go all the way right now. You got to save some for the playoffs.
Wow, and what a way. If you're Safa Jones, 0-2 going into week 3 against the greatest Madden player of all time, Luminosity's own Eric Problem Right. And here you go, you're up 28-13 in the fourth quarter. Getting ready to turn your season around. Stepping up in a big way is Mustafa Jones.
And this is why I love Herschel Walker. He's got enough speed to break away, but he's also got enough power to move his way into the end zone. So big score there. Let's check in on G.O.A.T and Tweez. As G.O.A.T with the ball. Oh, wow. No description necessary. Sticky.
War with us. Who want war with us? RG, perfect.
You hear G.O.A.T, he's yelling it out on us about the perfect kicks. He said he was going to kick them perfect all day, and so far so good for him. And he's over there saying, you don't want a war with us? No, I don't want a war with you on the sticks, G.O.A.T. I don't want no problems.
Come here.
10-point game now.
How about EMB putting on right now?
Yeah, that's a good point.
The season about the Madden Cruise. Well, see this touchdown. Both G.O.A.T, the leader of EMB. You got Mustafa Jones, who's the roster guru of the EMB crew. He gives everyone advice for their rosters and helps them assemble those. And both these guys putting on right now.
And the similarities is Herschel Walker putting in work for both G.O.A.T and Safa.
I mean, Joke's saying he threw that. His receivers got stuck on each other, but they were stuck on each other wide open in space. I'm not mad at you, Tweez.
10-point game. You've seen Tweez come back for more.
Yeah, look at the young Grizzly. He doesn't seem phased at all.
Cunningham. Low throw.
It's not Regs. You can't throw that. Go back to Regs.
Oh, and you hear Joke telling him, go back to Regs, and we talked about this at the top of the broadcast. Joke said, I can't wait to get my hands on him in salary cap, and he's letting out some of that frustration right now, but Tweed's still in this ball game. Joke better not get caught slipping.
Yeah, Regs is the out-of-the-box version of Madden. It's Seahawks, Broncos, regular rosters.
Yeah, Tom Brady on the Patriots,
Sure.
Gronkowski. But much salary cap, obviously, you know, that we got the legends. You assemble your own team. You build your own roster. You got to keep it under a salary cap. That's the mode we're playing in right now.
Cunningham looking. Playmakers, A. Threw it late.
It'll be close.
Come on, you're terrible.
Threw it
terrible.
Terrible.
God, take your 3.
Joke playing with a lot of emotion right now. I don't know what fire someone lit under him, but oh, this is a big play right there by Tweez.
Well, I think coming into the season, you think your number one guy you got to look out for in your division is Drini. Take care of him at the Super Bowl. All of a sudden, Tweez goes 2-0. So now he's got his focus on, hey, now I got to give Tweez, some of this. Got to make him hold the L.
Yep, and it's a big game. Joke mentioned it. It's important for him. He wants to chase that perfect season. And you got a young Grizzly and Tweez who's trying to take that away from you. And you know what? Someone's trying to take something that you really want. You got to stand up for yourself. And it's exactly what Joke's doing so far in this game. But Tweez not going away easy. Young Grizzly still moving the ball up the field. Looks as poised as ever.
3rd and 2 from the 22. 2:25 to go in this game.
Big third down.
Still has all of his timeouts. And the motion up front's going to give him a fresh set of downs.
And that's Kansas smart. He's a 10 cap D tackle out on the field with an aggressive pass rush. He's going to jump off sides more often than not in that situation. Saw Joe go to his coaching adjustments. Probably switched it back to balanced.
1st and 10. Henry will fall forward to the 13. 16 carries for 61 yards and 1 touchdown.
And the key for Tweez here, Scott, is he still's got all 3 of those timeouts. As you can see on the top of the screen next to his 21 score, those 3 yellow dots indicate his 3 timeouts, which could be a huge factor in this game.
Bo Jackson can't haul it in.
You want to catch that? 70 catch, tackle, you want to catch that? Yeah?
He's talking about the tackle version of Bo Jackson out of position.
Joke's intensity rating up,
going
up
way
from
up.
Donnie Moore.
Way up.
I like that we got Donnie in the control room
Sure.
all of a sudden.
Donnie Moore, of course, big part of the EA side of the community. Always out there on Twitter, keeping us up to date. Of course, he's the man that's got all the stats. Add that as a touchdown to Tweez, Donnie Moore. We got us a game again.
It's a good ball game right here. Tweez with all 3 of those timeouts left. The young Grizzly not fazed by Joke's trash talk. He's got time here. This game's far from over. Joke's going to need a couple of first downs to put him away. And Tweez not going to go for the onside kick. He's going to kick it off and play defense. This is going to be a fun sequence of downs we got coming up here, Coltrane.
1:59 to go. The lead is 3 for Joke. He's got the ball.
Ooh.
Spins
Ew.
to the outside.
Hurdle. He's on the outside. That was
He's
nasty.
got it.
Oh, my
30,
goodness.
20, 10. And he goes in. I thought he might Madden move it and fall down there. Touchdown, Joke.
Joke stick work rating up, and up. A little spin, and then the hurdle to avoid the dive tackle. That was high-level stick work at its finest in the clutch in the 4th quarter.
Well,
That was
if you
impressive.
notice-
Do we got plays of the week?
if you noticed, he paused for like a half a second, and that was to suck the team in. You know, the coverage team.
Run that back. Let's not talk about
He paused
it.
it for a second.
Whoops.
Just to suck him in, and then
Now
he's
watch
gone.
this. The little hurdle. And then he's off to the outside. All those 10-cap guys got no pursuit, no tackle. Tyreek Hill, he's a Pro Bowler. And look at Joe swagging around. Echo Fox Joe coming up big on special teams.
That is the Pro Bowl version of Tyreek Hill. Speed for days. And Cunningham will throw it away. The lead is 10 again. Still has all 3 timeouts. If he could strike quickly, that would give him some options.
Oh, that's so frustrating if you Tweez. You march down the field, you scored a touchdown, you're getting ready to play defense, you're feeling grizzly, and then Joe just gets icky on you. Make it a 2-possession ball game with under 2 minutes left.
The pause, the spin, the hurdle, and then the speed. 2nd and 10.
I think Echo Fox made a pretty good choice in the first Madden player that they decided to sign.
Go cry about it. 70 catch. Cry about it.
And that's what Joke's saying is a lot of guys will get this Bo Jackson tackle who's got a lot of speed and could do things with the ball, but then they put him at tight end and his catch rating is not that high. So you expect him to drop some passes.
Well, a lot of guys that like to run have that Bo Jackson because you get great blocking stats because he is a tackle, an offensive line at a position, but you do take a hit on his hands.
Here, Joe, come here! Get over here! Big sack, 4th and 19.
He's about to finish him.
It's going to be the game, most likely. Tweez got any magic left.
Cunningham. Can't get rid of it. And Joke will take over on downs.
And when he called him Sweetie, he's not saying it like, you know, you say the missus call or anything at home. He's saying, you're sweet at the game right now. You don't want to be sweet at John Madden football. You want to be tough.
Got a final in the other game with Safa getting a victory over Problem. We'll have some highlights about that, I'm sure.
It's a big win for Safa Jones, too. Back against the wall, 0-2. Going up against the greatest Madden player of all time, and to show that he's willing to get out there, fight, show some emotion, shows you what kind of person you're dealing with when you're dealing with Mustafa Jones.
Under a minute to go. 10-point game. Joke has got the rock. It was 28-13. Mustafa with the big victory. Had to have it. It was desperation time. Gets his first win of the season. And it looks like Joke's going to move to 3-0. Top of the division. And Tweez will drop to 2-1. And Tweez is not even going to burn any timeouts here. Half a second separates.
It's interesting.
I think he knows this one's in the fridge. This one's over. It's a back and forth, but the final plays were made by Joke. Some good sportsmanship there. He talked during the game, but once the final whistle blows, these guys are mostly loved. 28 points is all Tweez can put together. 38-28, and then 28-13, Mustafa over Problem. Let's go over to Adrian, who's standing by both Tweez and Joke.
Yes, that was an incredible finish, Joke, with the win over Tweez. What made you so dominant in that game?
He's really hard to stop. I really couldn't bring pressure. That's how I really want to play defense. He uses the low ball mechanic to, the best of its ability, and he's really hard to stop. I just played a lot of coverage, depended on sacks, and I got a few lucky ones.
And Tweez, you really did seem to have a stronghold on Joke at a certain point in the game. What happened?
I mean, he started playing good defense, and he hit me with something that I never saw. It was good defense. No.
Did you want to say something else?
Nah, he a good defensive player. I mean, I didn't know he was going to run that for real. He got me.
Well, congratulations to you, and best of luck for the rest of the season. Dave and Rico, back to you.
Thank you, Adrian.